welcome back to yet another episode of Sex Talks Podcast with me, your host, Selma Ndasilohenda Iyambo. As always, I'm super excited to be here with you, and I'm beyond grateful that you chose Sex Talks Podcast once again. If you are a first-time listener, welcome to the Sex Talks Podcast family. Here, we are all about creating an informed and educated society of young people who can openly have conversations about sexual health while sharing their personal stories and hearing from experts in the field. We are recording yet another episode live from the Be Free Youth Campus thanks to our collaboration with the Be Free Studios under the One Economy Foundation. You can find this youth-friendly space at the Windhoek Multipurpose Youth Center or online at Be Free Namibia. We just wrapped up season 2 of Sex Talks Podcast and we are immensely grateful for your support. Thank you for always listening. Thank you for always sharing our episodes. And most importantly, thank you for giving recommendations of what you want to hear right here on Sex Talks Podcast. Today we are launching season 3 with an episode that is about something that is so real, raw. And this is about condoms, consent, and raw sex. I know, right? It sounds like it's about to get real right here. We are joined by two passionate and brilliant youth leaders who are not afraid to speak their truth and also share the knowledge that they have when it comes to sexual reproductive health and rights. Joining us today is Alina Daniel. She is a certified peer educator, an HIV tester, a mental health advocate, and a proud #BeFree ambassador. She is passionate about everything related to sexual reproductive health and rights, and we love that about her. Joining us in studio as well is Mathews Kambuze. He is a dynamic life skills coach, a youth empowerment activist, on a mission to raise generations of informed and confident leaders. Lady and gentlemen. It sounds a bit awkward. I think I need to get more guests in here. Welcome to Sex Talks Podcast. How are you doing today?
Personally, I'm doing great, Selma, and thank you so much for finally having me on the show.
Yeah, same. I express the same sentiment. I'm so delighted. Finally, after forcing you, only in season 3.
Season.
In season 3 or things, we listen, we don't judge.
Look, you guys need to understand that I need to get the best in every season. So imagine if I just crammed all of you in one season. How would it be? I mean, it would be a banger, but what about the other seasons?
It's fine. Alina, do you know what this means? We must set the bar really high for the other guests that are coming.
So we could be first.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that means season 3 is going to be a banger.
Let's do it.
I love the attitude. But like they say, they're finally here. I'm glad they're here. Thank you so much for taking time from your very, very busy schedules to be here. I read your biographies and I'm quite fortunate to know them in personal life, to say, in real life. But I mean, all of you guys, my listeners, are part of my real community, but I also have known them for quite a long time. And I've seen the work that they do in the community. Now, in order to get this conversation started, let's talk about your first memory when it comes to condoms, safe sex. Was it at school? Was it at home? Was it online? How was it? I'll start off with you.
Looking at me.
You both looking at each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
I don't mind.
Ladies
Okay,
first?
so I don't really have a memory to say as in I learned about it first in school. I think I played with condoms first before I learned. No, I knew. So in the streets growing up, condoms you could easily access them because they were in the bars. You go into a bar, into a shabin, and the box will just be right there, a box of Smile condoms. And kids would usually be allowed to go in these places, irregardless of no under 18s, right? So like we would pop in quickly, sneak in, get the condoms and just blow them up and play with them as balloons. But the funny thing is how we knew that irregardless of us playing with them as balloons, we could not play with them in front of adults. I don't understand where that came from. Yeah, I don't understand where that came from, but it was just a thing of, okay, cool. These are balloons. You are playing with them, but not in front of adults.
Was it the Smile condom?
It was.
It was the Smile condom.
It was so popular back then. I don't know why they're now going. I would have to use Smile condoms now that I can use them. But Matthew, it's all about you.
Nah, same story like Alina. also learned about condoms by making condom balloons, and specifically with the small condoms. I may not remember the name, but I remember the pack. It was orange.
And the smell.
And the smells,
like,
yeah. And interestingly, not just that as well, we used to see a lot of used condoms laying around within the places we used to play. So that's when I came to see, oh, this is a condom. But also, like what Alina said, I couldn't just play this in front of my parents or in front of adults.
Yeah.
But growing up as kids, I did have an idea of what a condom was.
Was this now in your late primary school, early high school?
Sure, I would say like
which year was
grade 8, man. I think grade 8. No, grade 8, but when I was 8 years old. That's like what, 2007?
Yeah.
I know.
Listen, hey, here. So say like 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it was around the time when I was probably, I don't know, maybe like 9 to 10, because I remember again how it came up in a conversation. Condoms for me now, serious talk. It came up in a conversation when I started my first period, and my mom finally found out that I started my first period. So she just brought it up in a conversation whereby she was advising me and educating me on, you finally got your first period, or you finally got your period, you are now becoming a woman. So if you engage in any sexual activities that are unprotected, that are unsafe, you will fall pregnant. So that's when I first realized that there's something called condoms, and that you do need to use protection if you are engaging in anything sexual. Mind you, I was 13 years old, I think. I had no idea about what this conversation was.
Look, I'm looking at you smiling because I mean, as one of the people that are very fortunate to experience your mother, and I'm looking at you like, going here. I know this is the type of conversation you should have and should make it a joke, but I'm also now thinking of the rest of the young people who have never had this conversation with their parents when they got the periods, and it's just a situation of you kind of need to find your own ground. So you're quite fortunate to have had this foundation laid for you. Maybe
For me, it's different, bro. My parents never had the conversations, but interestingly, I was always surrounded by open-minded, outspoken individuals growing up. You see, my first encounter, not just condoms, but let me say when it comes to pornography in general, I was 11 years old. We were in the riverbed. And no, hear me out. So the guys, there was back then, they used to call them porn magazines. No, blue movie magazines, but just like porn magazines. And they had like, I recall distinctly, they had like one of those vintage models, you know, and the guys who had the thing, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what it is, you know. So already from the get-go, within the street, kids were already exposed to this because the adults around us used to talk about these things. You find like this, oh, look at that lady with a big ass and stuff like that. So now you are a child, you look at, oh, look at her with a big ass. So growing up at Delhi, you were painted a picture of what an ideal perfect woman would look like. So in that, Loki ended up me, not just me, but also with the other boys as well. You end up sexualizing the girls around you. Because like, oh, when you have big boobs, so then you're ideal to be more perfect and so forth. So my encounter of what Alina is saying for me is totally different. For us, like, you learn in the streets, you see this through the music videos you watch, through the movies you watch and stuff like that. Excuse me. And now you grow up with this mindset on the way, oh, this thing can actually affect me in the long run.
Wow, this is interesting to see from your perspective as Alina, because now as women, when you get, or as a girl, when you get your menstrual cycle, that's when the conversation is initiated. But for a man, you don't. You just get to now grow as you go. Now, given that you've given us a background of how it was finding out about condoms and learning about them, what's that one myth that you've heard about condoms growing up that you just like, you believed it was true?
You believe it's true, it's giving you, tried it yourself. To start off, condoms are not fun. You can't have fun sex with condoms. One of the myths I also growing up constantly hearing that only men are supposed to be using condoms and not women.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alina,
I think the ones I have heard, condoms, you don't feel or you don't get any pleasure if you're using condoms. I think that's one that I can remember at the moment. You don't get any pleasure. Also, the one of um for it to be more effective, please double them. Like, what? Yes.
Wow.
I've heard that before. Somebody said for it to be more effective to protect yourself, double them.
Mm.
And I'm like,
If
but
you
it
never
doesn't.
double them though.
No, ma'am.
Interesting.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Say your things. I'm.
I know this question is gonna sound like I'm putting you on the spot
Yeah.
again, but now I'm interested to know. It's one thing for you to believe this man. Now you're at the point in life where you're like, hey, I'm sexually active. Was there ever a point where you're like, you see it for you to feel it? You need to have it raw. Was there ever a point where you're like, maybe I should try having it raw?
This question is giving more than what the doctor is asking. You should do the. Ah.
It's a very, very
Check.
scary conversation.
Check. I think. Say the question again.
Look, you know you've had that point. Like, you don't feel it the same way when you have a condom on. So was there ever a point where you're like, maybe I must try it raw, just so I can feel it, something yana.
But I think the best way for me to approach that question is you look at it from if you believe the myth, then you are most likely to try it out that you can try and prove a point. But in this situation, for me, it has been nothing but a myth. And I knew that it doesn't work, or I know that it's not realistic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you know?
My approach to this question as well is that so with the exposure, with the information that I've gotten throughout my years, I got to see it's not true. And sometimes I don't have to try out something for me to know whether it's true or not. But I think there's a statement that I like using that if you are not informed, you will be deformed. I got it from a guy on he's a TEDx speaker, and he said that if you're not informed, you will be deformed. And you see that the decisions you make are directly proportional to the information that is at your disposal. So I don't have to do something for me to know whether it's true or not. But I think now I understand that it's just a myth and it's not true. So Selma, your question is just going.
Yeah.
People don't want to be honest. Okay,
But we are being honest.
There's no need to try double condoms
Exactly,
for you to know
try.
it works.
Yeah, but maybe we should try it.
Being a kid though, there's a lot. And I mean, it's not just kids. We don't have the information like you say.
Yeah.
It becomes a thing of where you want to know, like, is it true? Is it not true? Now we come to the most important part of this conversation. I absolutely love it because, it's a man's responsibility to carry a condom. You as a woman are carrying a condom, you lose.
Yeah.
But based on your perspective, and I'll start off with Alina because she's the woman in this conversation. Who do you believe has a responsibility to carry a condom?
I don't think it should be a gendered responsibility. It should be a mutual responsibility because sex is a mutual thing and it takes two people to tango. So both female and male in the relationship should carry their condoms because in the end of the day, everybody should be looking out for their health and for the other person's health as well. So it shouldn't really be a thing of the guy carries his condoms and the girl doesn't get to carry condoms, because what happens when you find yourself in a situation whereby he doesn't have any and you as a lady you also don't have any, then what?
I'm tempted to ask you, have you ever carried a condom before?
Why are you looking at me? Answer your question. Why are you looking at me?
In your handbag, right? Do you know how you have a bad bag, like a cosmetic bag?
Alina has.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've carried my own condom.
Okay, yeah. Say I know how I know.
Ask Mathews.
No. That's because I have known her since high school, and we have been involved in so many condomized campaigns and activities. So it comes from there. So I know that she has carried condoms. I have carried sanitary pads for myself as well. Not for myself. Not for myself, but in the sense of it's another ways of addressing a stigma that women can't be carrying condoms because it's not a women thing, and men can't be carrying pets or having pets within
Yeah.
their proximity because it's not a manly thing. But I think it's about being more considerate, being more open-minded. So I'm answering on behalf of my friend. Yes, she has. And
Yes. And to add on to what Matthew said, I do carry condoms, or at some point I did used to carry condoms, but not necessarily only because for me, for my own protection, but for somebody else who is going to be in need of them. I know a couple of boys in my street who would literally just approach me any time of the day, even in the AMs, and just call me and be like, Alina, please, I need a pack of condoms.
Yeah.
And I'll need to get up. I'll need to get up and take this box to them because they know how important it is for them to use condoms, and I know how important it is for them to be protected.
Amazing stuff. That is
no, like the question, but the question is, but yes.
like, as a man, is there always that pressure kucha? You must carry the condom. Like, have you ever experienced being in a moment where like you feel cornered that it's just you as a man that needs to carry the condom?
100%, and I'm coming back to the same point that I raised earlier, that stigma, that notion, that narrative that it's a manly thing, and because of that it comes with a lot of expectations that if I'm going to see a hand, and if I'm going to see my hand,
Honey.
and I need to have a condom with me, right? But then it comes to a point where before you even start having what's the word, being physically intimate with someone, you must already start having this conversations on the get-go to see where the person stands, so that I don't lecture you on why do we have to do these things, why should it, okay, you know what, Alina, not just, but it's also start getting your condom as well, so that both have that mutual understanding. But also coming to condoms, we know that there's femidoms and there's male condoms, right? And it's the notion that women don't use femidoms because they are not fun. They look risky. They look like it's painful, but not knowing that between the two, they are more enjoyable because of the ring that's in them, in the condom itself. So for me, Selma, really, it's just a thing of addressing a narrative and challenging the stigma and finding ways on ensuring that within both parties, they understand why we are doing it. Not just because it's fun, but because of we are informed, and based on that, we're able to make quality decisions.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a lecture.
Come on now.
But I'm fine.
Come on now.
Well, I didn't know you see how I looked at you when you said yes, you have carrying condoms for like the bombastic side. Have you ever been judged for carrying condoms or suggesting to use a condom when you're having a moment with your partner?
I don't think I have received judgment, but I think I have received a very surpriseful reaction, whereby this partner was very, very shocked that me as a female, I went to the pharmacy and actually purchased condoms and brought them with. You understand? So it's a thing of many guys are not used to women carrying condoms. So because they also have that notion, the perspective that society has put on men, or on just people in general, that men are the ones who are supposed to carry the condoms. So he looked at me with the eyes of, okay, girl, so you actually had so much confidence that you walked into a pharmacy and you bought condoms. And the next question was, okay, how did they look at you? What did the people say? And like, people looked at me
Like a
with a
normal
side eye, or like with like a normal person, but it did not stop me from getting what I had to go get, because I went to get condoms and I'm walking out with condoms regardless of how people are looking at me. You understand?
It's giving that moment when you go in the pharmacy, you're like, can I have some morning after pill? And they're like, you sleep at home.
Just
Like,
yeah.
dude, it doesn't matter when I slept at home. I just need
With
some
an
morning
after
after
pill.
pill. Like,
Yeah.
it's more effective when I get it earlier. So give it to me. Time is money.
Money,
Yeah.
yeah.
See?
Well, quickly, Selma, on Alina's question, most guys who, when they approach, oh, why do you have condoms with you? People assume that they are cheating, or they
Or
have
you sleep around.
or they have multiple partners, but which is not necessarily like, okay, it depends now on some guys, but in most cases it's not the case, because I think it's a thing of being safe than being regretful.
Yeah.
You know,
Rather
so
safe.
yeah,
Rather be safe than sorry.
yeah. So like, I think it differs from gender to gender. Because then if Alina is doing it, then it's fine. If it's a guy doing it and you have so many condoms, like, why?
Why?
So many partners.
So, well,
So that's a narrative. That could be a narrative. That could be a projection somebody would be experiencing out there. So it differs from. I think from my experience, I would say it differs from person to person.
That is indeed true. Mathews, I want to start off with you, right? If you are to have a hookup type of a one night
Situation.
stand
Yeah.
situation, or you first encounter with a woman, and I'm saying woman because I know you're into women, right?
Yeah.
As you hook up with them and you don't suggest anything of having a condom and you've never had a conversation with them, right? And you go about having it grow, right? And they don't say anything. Would you be worried? And who do you think has the responsibility to initiate the conversation? Or it's a HIV and STIs are a thing, bro. Like, get some protection on.
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, raw is fuck. I'm joking. Okay, to start off, but just for the conversation's sake, I have to disclaim that my conviction won't allow that to happen. Like, it will not happen. But assume it happened, and that's a thing. It has to be both parties. But then the scenario you gave me is also hard because then it's not me. That's not me. But I think it has to be both parties, to initiate these conversations. Like I said earlier, before we even get to that level, depending on also your level of understanding, your level of exposure to this experience, what you know about this, knowing that both parties need to be able to say, listen, what's your take on A, B, C, and D? Like, are you comfortable with having raw sex? Yeah. I'm like, I am. Then, okay, but also keeping in mind, but this means before we do, we have to go get tested, right? But if she doesn't agree, then I'll go like, okay, then it becomes like a bit iffy from my side. But then if both agree, we have a mutual understanding and consent that, you know what, we are gonna do this, and after this, we're gonna go get tested. But with Alina, it's different because she's a test.
Let me just test you myself.
With Alina, it's different because I can.
She might have a kid.
Exactly.
Guys, you're not allowed to carry those kits from the facility to your room.
But the ones you buy from
But what about the ones?
Unless the ones you buy from the pharmacy, indeed.
Yeah, but you're too educated for us.
You can do like pre-educate session for the two of us. But Selma, to answer your question, really, to the disclaimer, my conviction won't allow that to happen. But assume it happens, then are you done? Yes, I'm done. After this thing, like let's go get tested. But then also, if the other partner also gives me like retaliation, like why do you wanna get this? So you don't trust me?
Yeah.
So you feel like you don't check me? I'm like, I do, but then why are you questioning me though?
You feel like I'm dirty?
Hey, you feel like I'm dirty?
Personally, I will run away from you. You say raw, I'm like, hey, now in bed, raw. I'm gone.
What do you mean?
But really, that's
You have an agenda against me.
But also to see like how genuine the feelings are, that you really get to sit in those moments, But if it's like a one night or hookup, I just want to get this over and done with, you know what you are doing, you know what you're getting yourself into. But if it's someone you genuinely love, someone you see building a future with, this when these conversations must start coming up.
Yeah, but in this case, Mathews, it's somebody.
I know, but like I said, my conviction won't allow it to happen. Like,
so you're
already
boring.
consider.
So what you're saying is you're boring.
Say that again?
So what you're saying is you're boring. Can't have one.
No. I'm boring. Selma is pushing an agenda. Clearly we know where she stands. We know where she stands.
I'm just being the society we live in. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Please stay away from one night stands. Don't do it.
They are fun but risky.
Yeah, they're very risky.
And if I'm doing it, what about me? Are you judging me?
No, we are not judging
What
you.
advice do you have for me?
We are not judging you. If you're going to go ahead and have your one night stand, please condomize. Use the
compromise.
Yes.
No, but hear me out. I feel like in the time we are living in, if you are doing it, consciously doing it, just being ignorant. Because I don't believe there's anybody out there right now, especially if you live in an urban area like the city. I doubt that nobody out there knows how to use a condom, or at least know there is something like this that I can use to protect myself. So if you are doing it, cool. They're not judging. We listen when you don't judge. But go ahead, but at least do it safely.
Okay. Thank you. I was gonna ask you, don't judge us because
Yeah.
this is my reality.
Yeah.
You're here to inform, educate me, and allow me to actually take charge of my
Right.
life.
Mm.
Both of you have mentioned something about condomize, right? And funny enough, both of us have been part of the condomize campaign.
Yeah.
So condomize, don't compromise. That's the slogan we've used. But under the condomize campaign, we've had conversations around the different types of condoms, the sizes. How old were you when you found out that condoms had different sizes?
I always assume I had the biggest size.
Wait, what?
Don't judge me.
Judging you?
I feel like it's a manly thing. Like every girl always assume I'll go for the biggest size. I think most guys will always assume that they will go for the biggest size. I think my first time when I learned that number one condoms came in different types. We have textures, we have flavors, and I was like, what? How do you smell? I didn't even know that smell was a dotted condom.
Condom, yeah.
Until I legit opened it, like, what is it touching when I was small?
What
So
were you playing
what
with?
were you playing with when we were small?
I don't remember the balloons having.
Yeah, I don't remember the balloons having those on them, but I think my first encounter was like, oh, is this actually how they are? And I remember the first time when we were assigned to go to not clicks. I was sent to go to clicks and say, go check out their different condoms. And I saw all their wretched condoms. And this is, they have like rolls on us, like, oh, this is crazy. And I think the one that still blows me away is the flavored condoms. And the fact that they are sugar coated, like, yes, I like. And I remember our instructors back then made us to taste them. So they're like, they open, like, I remember the strawberry flavor, so they open the condom and then you taste it and you're like, it is actually sugar coated. Like it is like a sweet flavor.
You didn't trust them, you said, I want to taste it, just see, it's a sugar rich.
Yeah, like for real, because it means that now we were also taught, remember distinctly, we were taught that flavored condoms are not used for vaginal penetration, for oral sex. But this is a conversation that most people go like, there's no way I put on a condom, for oral sex. But being taught that, it, like, again, now, like, oh, now I know better.
I'm tempted to ask you, when you say taught, was this a life skills lesson, or at what point did you hear about this?
It was during our condomize trainings, through the condomize campaign.
So I was about to judge, I'm like, you knew this and you didn't tell me?
Wait, what do you mean, man? You don't judge.
What?
You don't ask, you don't tell, man.
Get it? So never know what your friends know
unless
you ask them.
Yeah. Unless you finally invite them to your podcast.
Unless you finally invite them to your podcast.
I feel like some people are catching. They're watching the podcast now, but I mean, look at this. Where would I have gotten this knowledge in season 3 if you guys wanted that?
Yeah.
I think like we should do like a session on specifically on contraceptives and different type of condoms, and also keeping in mind we also have the dental dam as well. Most people don't know much about the dental dam.
What's a dental dam?
Alina, what's a dental dam?
What's a dental dam?
Please enlighten us.
Enlighten us.
Tell us, Alina. Tell us what's a dental dam.
Mathews, please tell us.
So dental dam is a type of condom. I think speaking of correction, it's only used during oral sex. So the whole thing, I think we haven't been really taught much about protecting yourself during oral sex. Keeping in mind that when you are going down on your partner, you can still be infected, provided that they are infected and you have wounds in your mouth. And you do not, sometimes you won't even know that you have wounds in your mouth until that time comes and you say like, your health is deteriorating and stuff like that. So it's a type of condom, it's latex that I can give an example when a guy is eating his girl, right? And you put the dental dam on the vagina. So the dental dam will take up the shape of the vagina and then you still get to eat. But again, here's the misconception. It will not be the same. But it, again, the main important part here is to always to protect yourself. But then like in the cost of you protecting yourself, you might not have that fine experience that you're always looking forward to.
Well, just to also put it out there as a disclaimer, it's not necessarily that if you go to a shop and you see a dental dam, it's not a type of condom. This is it's a means of protection, more like sex toys type of situation. So just to put it out there so you have it clear, don't go out there.
I want to think
Yeah,
that,
yeah, it's not a condom, yeah.
yeah.
Either way. And then you mentioned something about going to the shop with confidence and buying a condom. Now keep in mind that we have sizes. You know what your partner size is, or you're just like, hey, I'm gonna get a 53, I'm gonna get a 49.
I'm going to be very honest. I went to the store. I picked it out the box. I think in our head, we usually mostly just look at the flavor.
The flavors,
We're like, okay, strawberry, whatever. And I pick out that and I go to the till and I pay for it. I have never actually really looked at the size and prioritized the size. Don't judge me.
I'm taking you for who you are. I'm accepting you for how you are right now.
Yes, please accept me for who I am. I know it's very, very ignorant to not look at the sizes or to not look at all the specifications of the condom, because you need to look at the size, you need to look at the flavor, you need to look at what type of condom is it. Is it the dotted condom? Is it just a normal latex condom? Whatever it is. So like we need to be looking out for these things. So please don't be ignorant like me.
I like the honesty. We listen and we
don't judge.
And definitely this is the moment to shine when I do not judge. But you know the conversation around size, right? Whether I'm allergic to latex, you're not, the flavors. Cause look, before I knew it, there was a time I found people dishing out condoms. You know how they distribute them and everything else, right? Mina, strawberry.
What is that?
What is that? Strawberry inside me. Sounds like a good idea, right? And I used it for penetration. Now I'm like, a year later, somebody wants to tell me flavored condoms are not supposed to be used for penetration. Ish, man. Too late for mama. It's one of those moments when you're just like, it's already done. Least I could do is have an infection, but ish, how would I know?
Yeah.
See? So that's why sharing and having such open conversations is important. Now, you're in the heat of the moment. It's a man's responsibility to carry condoms. It's women, you're so loose, why do you have condoms? Right? Now, or you've never had a conversation with your partner to say that if there's no condom, there's no sex, right? So what happens when your partner changes their mind mid the heat situation? What would you do? I know you said your conviction will never allow you, but now I'm giving you an opportunity with no scenario. It's you as Mathews. What would you do?
It's confidential. Confidential. I didn't know what you do.
You're on the podcast.
Check. No, but who do it, man? You see what I mean? I'm still gonna stand my ground because I think it's so serious, because I found myself in situations where I'm like, I will do that, but when I get there and I'm like, no, sorry, I can't, because my convictions will just won't allow me. Like my way of thinking won't just allow me.
Even in the heat of the moment.
Even in the heat, especially in the heat of the moment.
You still think?
Mathews?
I don't think. We're not that together. We're not that together.
Let's draw you a scenario. You are in the bedroom, clothes are off.
Bedroom, man. No, I'm not giving complicated stuff. Like, live casual. You are. Okay.
No. Casual is very crazy.
Let's go to you.
Okay, but I'm saying the scenario is okay, so it's about to go down.
Yeah.
You are literally about to penetrate her already, and you check your drawer. The condoms are done.
Yeah.
You have no condoms.
Yeah.
What do you do in that kind of situation?
You just call it off.
Do you call it off and say no?
Let's run to the pharmacy quickly.
Yeah.
It won't be the same. Like, let's run to the pharmacy. In that moment, it won't be the same. Honestly speaking, I'll be lying to you if I say I'm gonna do it or I'll not do it. The only way I'll know is when I'm in that moment. Yeah. Because then, like, I love the scenario, but when I say let's keep it casual, I'm like, give it like unexpected place, like you're at the cinema, you're at the park, and it's really. You guys have never done. Sorry. Anyway, check. You are in that moment, right? I'm making it as casual as possible because I'm like, never mind. So, yeah.
You know your friends very well. And then one day you invite them to your podcast.
With this.
And then you with this.
No, but Selma, I think it's important just to address that. In as much as we're having this conversation, I want to be blunt as possible, right? So when I say casual, it's in the sense of don't just think of the bedroom. Think of any possible place that anyone would want to have sex or would be willing to have sex, right? Then you find people who tend to be more spontaneous, someone like, you know, let's be creative. One, I don't mind, type of outdoor type of person, right? So, yeah, like I said, to the question, I wouldn't know unless I'm in that moment. I would say, yeah, you know what, I think I will not do it, and then I'm going to run to the pharmacy or wherever I can get condoms and then come back, or I'll go like, you know what, I will do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the reality is that people would, in that kind of situation, people will go ahead and still take the risk and do it. But I think it's also very important for when you find yourself in that situation to know what it is that you are sacrificing, or to know how it is that you are putting yourself at risk. And it's literally going to be 15 minutes of pleasure, and later on there are consequences.
15 minutes only? Isn't it an hour?
People say 2.
Let's discuss it. And it's not part of our conversation. The narrative that sex is actually long. It's not. What do you guys think?
It's debatable.
I'm becoming the host here now. So tell me, what do you think? So to say like sex would last like an hour or 2?
This is my podcast. This is my show, man. What are you doing?
Sorry, it's just sort of.
Something, spontaneous.
Wow.
Somebody said it's not gym. It's not sports. It's not an exercise.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take that long.
It shouldn't take that long.
It should.
It should.
What do you mean by it should?
15 minutes. Ish, you hit me. Okay, fine. Bye. I'll ghost you. Ish.
But hit the reality. The truth of the matter is, address the expectation that when you go have sex, it's not 1 hour. It also depends on what type of person you are. What do you do before that?
Ish. I'm just putting on a disclaimer that I'm taking at the show. It's an accident that I allowed Mathews to even ask me a question because
What?
Either way.
Yeah.
We've been together for a while.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. Does that justify dropping the condom?
No.
I'm uncontrolled.
Unless we are married.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
unless we're married.
contraceptives.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, Alina. I'll get to you in a second. I'm on contraceptives. Does that justify dropping the condom? Yes or no?
Okay.
While I'm thinking, Alina, take up this, respond to this while I cook
You want to
something.
copy Alina?
No, okay, but check. I'm not copying Alina. I'm speaking for myself. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I'm a young man.
Hey.
And I know where I stand on this.
Yeah.
Contraceptives or not, protection is still important.
Okay. I get
Yes.
your answer. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
We've been together for so long. Does that justify dropping the condom?
I don't think it should. It does not justify dropping the condom, because you need to know what the condom is there to do. It's not only there to protect you from
Pregnancy.
HIV. It's there to protect you from other things such as pregnancy, STIs, and for your overall sexual reproductive health.
But I'm on a contraceptive, so pregnancy is out of the way.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like, contraceptive shouldn't.
Okay. Pregnancy is out of the way. What about the STIs?
That too. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think, but then it depends. When you are in an institution like marriage, for instance, then the conversation is slightly different.
Yeah.
Then I know that I'm faithful to one partner, and according to the laws of marriage, or the principles of marriage, you are faithful to one partner, then you continue,
Yeah.
doing your.
And I also think, and it also goes to what your plans are as a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe you are now finally to have babies. You are finally ready to start your family. Then you can go ahead and drop your condoms because you have been together for 10 years now. And now it's time now for you guys to, show up and make babies,
Yeah.
do your thing. So in that kind of situation, I think we can justify dropping a condom. But in other terms, I don't think.
Cool. Alina, starting with you. We just got tested. Non-HIV negative. I know you're negative too. Does that justify dropping the condom?
Like I said again, Selma, we look at why we are using the condom in the first place and what it's protecting us from. Just because you got tested for HIV, that test is only testing you for HIV. It's not going to protect you from pregnancy. It's not going to protect you from STIs. So it does not justify dropping the condom just because we know each other's statuses.
Well, I'm not going to drop you just yet like the condom. See what I mean?
Yeah, so right.
Okay, so it is the moment where I am glad that Alina is an HIV tester. What a moment. It's time for us to shine, Matthew.
Come on.
Wait, no, the last time I gave you the shining moment.
Yeah.
Hold on.
My time now.
It's
Yeah.
my time now.
Yeah.
When I test for HIV today and the test comes back negative, right? There's this thing they call window period. Please, what do I need for us? Please, it's your moment to educate us.
Okay, so the window period works like this. So if, for example, you have been exposed to the virus, it means that it has not multiplied enough in your body for it to be picked up by the testing device. Because the testing device picks up the amount of HIV, the amount of the HIV virus that is in your blood, right? So now that you have been exposed, there is a time now that the virus is dormant in your body and it's still multiplying. So now that's what we call the window period.
How long does it last?
I think I speak under correction. It should be 6 weeks to 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an HIV negative might not be negative, so you kind of
Yeah.
need to just bear that in mind. I don't know, and then he's looking at me
I'm
like that.
excited. I'm really excited to be here because this is such a robust, thought-provoking conversation. I'm seeing sets of myself like, wow, I didn't know the side of me, especially there. I didn't get placed on the spot.
So this one is
Thanks.
right.
But friends that they invited to their podcast. Yeah.
Not just have them.
Thank you.
Yeah, both of myself will do that one. I think I've had the most part of this conversations, and I want to head into my favorite part of this podcast, which is the quick fire chat. Yes.
Okay.
I know you guys listen to my podcast. I don't want to hear otherwise. I was like, let me leave them alone for a while. Right? So there's a part where we get to have a little bit of fun, get some honest and spontaneous answers, but we also get to debunk myths that are out there, especially given the conversation that we're having. So I'm going to start off with you, Mathews.
Sure.
You say ladies first, but I mean, men can be first too.
Let's go.
I mean, office of a spouse. Check where we
I
are.
think this are pushing you.
Are you of the opinion that condoms are deal breaker or a must have in a relationship?
Myself.
Okay.
With immediate effect, without even thinking twice.
Definitely a must have. Because why is it a deal breaker in the first place?
I mean, look, I'm not judging.
With everything that we just spoke of, I think we have really established that condoms are a very important thing to have or to incorporate within your relationship, your sexual relationship.
Amazing.
And it doesn't paint the fact that you are sexually active. It just shows you that you are being responsible.
Yeah. Because in the end of the day, it's not only about your health, but it's also you're looking out for somebody else's health.
True. Back to you, Mathews.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when you have men at first. I think I'm going to practice this more often.
Yeah.
Thank you. Should.
Men first.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
That means I know you will have. I'm expecting and looking forward to your response for this answer. Right? This question, rather. What's the most unexpected place that somebody has kept a condom? Ish.
That's a
I want to know because
It should unexpected.
yeah.
like you would
Like it's
never
just weird. You would have never
like,
thought
where
the
the
condoms
from?
were.
Moiscas. And the reason why. And we were doing, hear me out.
For those that are not vampires.
Oh, in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Yeah. We were doing an activation, condomized activation, and we had a similar question on where do you think it's an ideal place to keep a condom? Guy responds, a refrigerator. Why? Because it says keep.
In a cool.
Cool place. In a cool.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That.
Hey, imagine going to somebody's place. You wanna
And
get
you
some
see
water from the fridge. Boom. A condom in there. But wait, given that you've worked with the condomized campaign before,
Yeah.
is a refrigerator an ideal place to keep a condom?
Not at all.
Can it fit?
No, but generally speaking, like you see, when it says when you buy a product and then it says keep in a cold dry area or cold dry place, doesn't necessarily mean keep it in a refrigerator.
Oh.
But also, logically speaking, you can't keep a condom in a refrigerator.
I'm gonna leave my logic out of this because you're gonna question it, but like.
Alina, what do you think?
I don't think you should keep it in the refrigerator.
Why?
I think it will go against the science. I think it will go against the science of keeping it keeping that material, the material that the condom is made out of, healthy and still okay to use.
Yeah.
You know what, man?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I checked. The last question can wait. I have a burning question.
Okay.
This burning question is for the one and only gent.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about condoms, correct? And everything else. That I want you to lay out a foundation for us as to what are those 4 key components that you need to be on the lookout for a condom before you use it. I think this is really important for our listeners.
Okay. Alina, back me up if I miss us.
All right.
Thanks.
I got you.
All right, thank you.
I got you.
I think first and foremost, which is one that people overlook, and it's the same thing we just mentioned now, knowing where it was stored before usage is it's so key because you see if you live in a shack and it's hot, and let's say you have a cupboard and the space between your shack, the roof, the ceiling and the cupboard it's so small that your condom is exposed to heat, it will damage the condom. Why? Because condom is made out of plastic, and what happens to plastic and heat? We all know what happens, right? So too much heat or excessive heat, any place where there's excessive heat, is not an ideal place to keep a condom. So I think number one, starting off, is knowing where the condom was stored. Storage. The second thing we look at is now your expiry date.
They have those.
Yes.
Yes, condoms. Okay, some condoms don't have. You see, the single pack itself wouldn't have an expiry date, but the box will showcase an expiry date.
What did you give me now?
But this is where now, where there's a point of being informed comes in. That don't just be ignorant. Don't be too desperate that you are willing to compromise or overlook such little components, you know. So the expiry date matters because then if a product is expired, it's not usable.
Okay.
That's number 2. Number 3, we look at size. Earlier we did touch on sizes. It does matters. It does matters because again, the size of a condom might not be written on the single pack, but the box would have a pack. So if you go to any service station, if you go to any pharmacy, if you go to Discam or Clicks, and you go to the station where they sell condoms, you will see that if you get that box and you see closely, you will see it will indicate the size of the condom in millimeters. So that's when you know that actually condoms come in different sizes, which means that men have different penis sizes. Just like not all men will wear size 6, not all wear shoe size now. Not all men wear size 9 and so forth. The same applies with the condom. That's the third thing. The fourth thing we can also look at is the bubbles. the condom, see, when you touch the condom, it must have air in it, right? So if it doesn't air, absence of air basically means the condom is damaged. Yeah. So ensure that the condom doesn't have holes in it. Ensure that there is air present in the condom. And then last but not least, we look at what is known as a zigzag, the zigzag sides of the condom. So if this assume it's a condom, so on the top part it will have like a zigzag pattern that makes it easy for it to open. So it means you don't open a condom with your teeth or with a scissor and so forth. So that zigzag pattern basically makes it easy for the to open the condom. If you had a condom here, we would have shown you a proper way.
I was about to put it. I have my fingers crossed because I hope I have condoms in my bag.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Mathews Kambuze is a demo. Like,
you see, but my hands are still carrying, man. Yeah.
How to open the condom is very important. On how to ensure that the condom is intact and it's ready and safe to use.
Yeah. And I think just to add on what Alina mentioned, sometimes you see before sex you find people who have like foreplay, and you know you end up fingering it. The guy will end up fingering the girls and I
yes.
I don't know why it's so hard to say it like this. But so sometimes during foreplay, you end up touching vaginal fluid, and it is known that sometimes infections can also be found within vaginal fluid. But again, you do not know these things, so you end up touching, when you open the condom, you end up touching the inside part of the condom with can I say contaminated fingers? Yeah. So if you do not know these things, you just end up doing stuff for the sake of doing. So I think the steps or the key components of what you just mentioned about it, each component is key, but there is an order on how it needs to be done.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know which sector of life I was in, but it definitely did help to get this information. And yes, you need to know how to open it, where to store it, the size, the zigzag. What did I miss?
There's the bubbles.
The bubbles. See, they're getting there.
Yeah.
One step at a time. We're getting to the end of this conversation. I don't know what I'm saying. But like, you know, I just want to keep you guys for a bit longer. But unfortunately, that can be. But you should
Keep us.
You guys have lives.
Mathews is willing to take over.
I gave him a bit of freedom to say, no.
Roam free.
But I can mentor you, know.
Yeah.
What did they say? Type what?
I don't like you, Alina. As soon as you throw me into the bus, I put you at the team.
My apologies.
Yeah.
I'll do better.
It's okay.
I'll be back. Either way, my last question. What message would you give to someone who's afraid to talk about safe sex? Or the last question for the day. I mean, that depends on your response. So I might ask you for another follow-up because you guys give too much information. Some things are just, basic knowledge like that. I'll start off with Alina.
The advice that I'll give to somebody who is scared to have the conversation is just that I know we have all been there before. We have all been in situations whereby you are scared to have the conversation of, let's use a condom, because sometimes you're trying to prove to this person that I'm not having multiple partners, or I'm not sleeping around and things like that, because apparently 40 is for trust. It's not.
I was about to ask you, is it?
It's not. So what I'll say to that kind of individual, go ahead and prioritize your health. Prioritize your health, put your health first, and know that you need to speak about it in order to keep yourself protected. You both need to have clear, open communication about the conversation. Because if you do not have the open chat, then you are putting yourself and your partner at risk.
Well, on Sex Talks podcast, your health and well-being are our priority. This should be the same to you. Prioritize your well-being. And that is from Alina. Mathews.
Oh, you said it by really high, man. I'm gonna go higher. Check. Sex shouldn't be used as a test of loyalty. You don't engage in sexual activities as a way to prove that you love someone. Number one. Number two, if you have never been taught anything sex related or sex education, you have to be in a position where you have to unlearn, relearn, and learn so that you can be updated with the current information we have right now, because information is constantly evolving. And I think it's also important for you to be updated. Last but not least, again, before I'm going to say this, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. And Alina also touched on it as well, that you need to have these open conversations with your partner before, right? Don't even say, I'm going to start dating for me to be with this person. On the get-go, just talking with a person, see where they stand, see their level of thinking, see what they know about this subject matter, because what they know is going to influence how you guys are going to be together, right? So on the get-go, have these conversations, be open-minded, also be prepared to also learn, but most importantly, also be prepared to unlearn what you think you already know. So number one, sex shouldn't be used as a test of loyalty. Number two, I forgot number two. But the key thing is here to really say that, okay, number two is to unlearn, relearn, and learn, but be informed so that you will not be deformed. But last but not least, have this open, not just on sex, but just in life in general, have these open conversations with your partner, so you see where they stand, for you guys to be able to make quality decisions that are in the interest of your relationship.
Yeah. So like don't let circumstances force you into doing something you're not ready to do.
Yeah.
And something which you're not ready to face its consequences.
Yes.
And with that being said, thank you so much to you, Alina and Mathews, for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your truth, your vibes, your life, and your opinions, because it takes a lot for you to be able to have this conversation. Throughout the course of this conversation, we've learned, we've laughed, we've unlearned, and most importantly, we've had time for a conversation that truly matters. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in once again, and thank you for being part of this conversation. But what you can do is slide in our DMs if you have any burning questions, you have any recommendations, or you would like to be our next guest, because we love hearing the stories of the young people, because one of our slogans is powered by the youth, and that is from babies to youth under the One Economy Foundation, which also has the baby movement, which is for the young people, and that's where powered by youth comes from. You can be able to catch us that is on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or our website, or alternatively, you can find us on our social media platforms. That's Sex Talks Podcast. And our website is www. A new season comes and suddenly I don't remember the website.
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Yeah, this is why you haven't been here for a very long time, because of such stuff. That is www.sextalkspodcast.online. And if this episode got you thinking, you can share it with a friend, babe, a potential someone. Because they need to hear it. And this can be a conversation starter for you. Until next time, protect yourself, speak your truth, stay curious. And with that being said again, amigos, adios. I don't know when I'll get it right. Maybe in season 10, as we get along with it. But it's been amazing being in your company.
Almost exposed myself. Almost exposed myself. Man. Oh, almost exposed myself, my friend. I'm not exposing and
This one was.
I was copying the answers from his phone.
No. Ask them. Why would I copy
I know there was nothing on his phone.
People are just calling me, man.
Oh, because I saw you look at your phone. I'm like,
I know there was nothing on his phone.
I'm exposing man.
I'm probably exposed.
I'm not doing a cinema. I'm publicly naming
That thing was cinema.
I need a bunch.
That thing was cinema.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
We're being spontaneous, huh?